So this is not the video I was planning on making today. I have an 88-inch desk I was planning on setting up in the back there to move my whole station back. I have a Valby video lined up. I have a review video lined up. But I couldn't do that today because I was up until 4 o'clock in the morning and I got sucked into the YouTube rabbit hole where I was watching reviews, streamers, and content creators who were dogging on the game being pay to win because it has a cash shop. You are basically rage baiting your viewers, your subscribers. Some of y'all have 8 million subscribers, some of y'all have 3 million subscribers, some of y'all have a couple 100,000. Rage baiting is doing nothing except pulling in people who are looking up information about the first Descendant. They see your video and they go, oh, I'm not going to play that. It's going to die. The first Descendant has a cash shop, sure. But it's free to play. And it's not pay to win. And I will argue with anybody that the first Descendant is not pay to win. The first Descendant is pay for convenience. In the past week, I have farmed up. I'm now working on my 6th Descendant. None of which are ultimates, mind you. But the only thing I've spent money on in the beginning was Freyna, who, of course, I made a video about, and I had that lined up so I could redo that video because there was a lot of missing information. There was some stats I could have gone over differently. There was setup, which I was planning on doing in the next video because I wasn't level 40 at the time. I wasn't through the game. But I got sucked into these rage baiting videos. Rage baiting for clicks, rage baiting for views, rage baiting for subs. This game doesn't need the rage baiting. Your channel doesn't need the rage baiting. And I'm sure me and my 30 some odd subscribers, this video is not going to be seen broadly. It's not going to be seen probably by some of those people who are rage baiting their subs and rage baiting their viewers. But the rage baiting needs to stop. Yes, some of these drop chances are very low. Some of them are decent. Some of them are 20%. I ran a mission once I hit 100, my 100 weapon. Ran a mission for 6, 7, 8 times for a 20% chance. And finally got it on the 8th time. Some of them I got on the 6th time. I ran the mission to get the energy activator, which it takes the amorphous material pattern 02. And you have to use the Grave Walker to, research the material pattern. And you have to run Magister Lab in Kingston to even get the drop. Now, that drop chance, when it is all said and done, has a 3% chance to actually craft into the energy activator blueprint. Mine crafted on the 4th try. So I farmed Gravewalker 4 times. I had 8 ready to go, 7 or 8, something like that. But I had them ready to go, and I got it. Now, granted, I used that shaper thing to increase the percent drop, the percent craft chance from 3% to 6%. When I did that, I had 2. The first time I used it, it crafted into the energy activator blueprint, so I could craft the energy activator. Now, obviously, that's an outlier, and that's not going to happen all the time, but it's still crafted. So to say this game is pay to win is absurd. And Asmongold said it best, and I haven't watched Asmon for long. I actually just started getting into Asmongold's stuff probably about 6 months ago. But he said it the best. 3% chance? Wow, that's huge. I also would have loved a 3% chance in some of the raids I did in WoW. In some of the raids I did in Final Fantasy XIV. Final Fantasy XIV, WoW, you're rolling against other players. 8 in Final Fantasy XIV, and I know sometimes it can be more in Warcraft. Now the other thing is, the ultimate Descendants, Ultimate Bunny, Ultimate Ajax, Ultimate Lepic. You don't need ultimates. I don't know how to tell you this, but you don't need ultimates. Ultimates, they're a status symbol. Ultimates, you're dropping $100 for, I think they said like 7 or 8% higher stats overall. But you don't need them. I purchased Freyna straight out the gate, so I didn't have to play one of the starting 3s, not knowing that you actually can pick up Freyna for free. So you can also pick up Bunny for free. Bunny's actually one of the first ones you pick up to begin with. When you first start playing the game, you get side quests, you pick up Bunny. After that, you pick up Freyna. Since then, I've unlocked Blair. I've unlocked Valby. I am currently unlocking Sharon. And I started with Viessa. There's no pay to win. And I don't know how to break that down anymore for you. You can literally earn everything in this game. People compare it to Warframe. People, even in some videos I've watched, some people accidentally call the Descendants frames. And I get that. Warframe and the first Descendant are fairly similar. And some of the prices in the cash shop are pretty absurd. And definitely need to be tuned down a bit. But to call it pay to win is doing nothing but rage baiting your audience, and it honestly, it needs to stop. It is pay for convenience. I will grant you that. And some content creators, they've definitely called it pay for convenience, which I appreciate. People who actually enjoy the game appreciate. The creators will dog on the storyline, and the storyline in the beginning is fairly slow. But the storyline later on, in the last 5 maps or so, Eugen's storyline in and of itself is very good. But you got these people saying, oh, the storyline sucks. Okay, well, what didn't you like about it? I don't know, I skipped all the cutscenes. You can't have it both ways. At all. You either hate the story because you watched it, or you skipped it and have zero idea. And that's not everybody. That's not how everybody's going about it. But a lot of the big names, a couple before you buys I've seen, they talk about how the storyline's terrible, how the voice acting, the lips don't match the words. Like, you don't understand that it's a Korean game and it most likely had to be translated. I assume. I didn't look that up, but the dev stream that I saw, he spoke Korean and had to have it translated. So why wouldn't have been a translated game into English so that we could understand? They're not going to go through and redo all the mouth patterns just to match up the words, and some of them actually did match up fairly well. But you would know that if you actually watched the story. The other thing is, I see creators talk about, oh, the intercept battles are super easy and I steamrolled all of them. Cool, but you probably didn't get to Pyromaniac, who is a huge roadblock in the storyline. A massive DPS check on level. Now, obviously, you can go back and you can steamroll some of these intercept battles, some of these Colossi. But if you don't go through all of the Colossi, how are you going to say that they're steamroll? They're steamroll easy. Once you get into the hard mode Colossi, they are definitely not steamroll easy. And maybe I suck. Maybe I do. But the hard mode Colossi are not steamroll easy. Now, if you want to actually show you playing the game and steamrolling all these bosses and steamrolling all the hard mode Colossi, go for it. There's a streamer I watch who does all his videos while he's streaming. Maybe not all of them, but most of his videos are done while he's streaming. So people can actually see the struggle and see how he works through everything. He doesn't just go and make a video about, oh, this sucks, this is easy, oh, this 3% drop chance is terrible. 20% drop chance could be terrible. You could have super bad RNG and have to run the same mission 7, 8, 10 times for a 20% drop chance piece to fall. Meanwhile, you could have a less than 5 research patterns opening and get the piece you need on a 3 to 6% drop chance. It's not impossible. And as far as the cash shop goes, the $100 ultimate skins, there's games. Final Fantasy was terrible about this. There's games with $100 mounts. Mounts do next to literally nothing for you except let you travel. Sometimes faster, sometimes they let you fly. But there's other games, there's bigger name games that have $100 items in their cash shop. People don't dog on them nearly as bad, and I'm wondering why they're dogging on this. Now, free to play makes it free to play. It's literally in the name. It's not free to develop. So, if there's not a cash shop, how would you like this game to make money? How would you like this game to continue development? It won't. If they develop a game, they make it free to play, they need to make money somehow. And if it didn't have a cash shop, if it had a subscription, you would complain about that too, because you want to rage bait your audience to get clicks. And it's doing nothing but damaging the game, damaging the community. Some of the opinions of the game are, you know, they're correct in some aspects. The world being a little more empty, it needing a few more public events in the zones, maybe increase the amount of players in the zone from 4 to 8 to 10, something like Destiny had. The other thing I see a lot is the cosmetics, the paint, which Destiny had single-use paint for a long time. And that was terrible, and that eventually got changed. People dogged on Destiny for that, which was good. That was a good thing. Having a paint that is 50 caliber, 25 caliber, that you can use one time and your character throws it away. Like, that's dumb. And that will be in my review video. That will be in my pros and cons. That will be in the first Descendant and what they could do better. And hopefully some of these things change. Now they're adding a party finder, a group finder mode for hard mode difficulties, which is great. I believe it's group finder. It's something akin to that. But basically, this video's already gone on probably long enough. It's at 15 minutes as of recording. I have things to do. I have a doggo over here who is dealing with, a leg pain because he plays hard. So I have things to do. I have better things to do than make a video calling out big name content creators for rage baiting their audience and talking about how a pay to win game shouldn't be pay to win. But it's not pay to win. It's pay for convenience. And that's all I'm saying about that. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna finish up. Hopefully the next time I stream, it'll be from the desk behind me. Once I get this setup all moved over. It might be today, it might be tomorrow. But stop rage baiting your subscribers. Stop inciting a mob. And call it what it is. Call it pay for convenience, because it is pay for convenience. And I guess that's all I'm gonna go with. Now I'm sure this video won't reach a broad audience. I'm sure the denizens of some of those content creators who they've incited to hate on this game are probably gonna leave some comments bashing. I've spent money on this game because I'm going to support this game. I'm not dropping $100 on an ultimate skin because I think they're pointless. But to each their own, and I'm not going to tell people how to spend their money, just like other people shouldn't. If you like the game, support the game. Hope that it gets DLCs. Hope that it gets updates. Hope that it gets patches. Hope that some of these Descendants get some buffs. That's another video for another time. Just bottom line, stop rage baiting. Stop hoping for the downfall of a game that is very, very well-rounded. I would give this a solid 7, a high 7. I think Asbin gave it an 8. But it's got some work to do. It's got some improvement, and it definitely needs to, you know, it needs to roll back a little bit on the cash shop. It needs to cut back on the prices a bit. But for convenience, I'll pay for some of it. It's not PvP. It's not pay to win. You can beat the game with one of the starting 3 characters. With that being said, love y'all. Drop your comments below. Subscribe. Help the channel out. Maybe it'll get some traction. Maybe the message will get sent across. Hit that thumbs up button so the algorithm can get this video out to other people. I'm expecting a bunch of dislikes, but I guess that's the joys of making content. So yeah, with that being said, peace out.